Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mark here with The Better Mark. Let's break down the exciting, huge action-packed slate, right? Tuesday, April 9th within the NBA ranks. So let's break down the entire card with the association. I'll give you guys each and every game some thoughts on a side and on the total of each of these games, as well as we're going to have 4 best bets here, and I'm going to give you guys towards the end of this video. So make sure you stick around as well, and let's get down into it, okay? And if you have not yet done so, make sure you guys all subscribe down below. Smash that like button and let me know your plays that you'll be on for the NBA card tonight as well, okay? This is going to be some uncharted territory, right? This is the first game and first day where we can be breaking down the NBA. College basketball is officially completed, so all eyes are going to be on the NBA, the major leagues, a little bit of hockey action going on. The Masters is coming up, so that's going to be a lot of the things we're breaking down here on the channel. One where we look into the NBA as we approach the finals and the playoffs starting. That's really one of my favorite times of the year. I love betting the NBA playoffs, and let's get down into it, okay? This is where we're going to be looking into the official plays that I'm going to have. In the first game on the card, we have Detroit and Philadelphia. This is one where with Embiid back into the fold, we're seeing these numbers creep up, right? A month ago, you wouldn't have seen the 76ers being a 16-point favorite to anyone, not albeit even the Pistons, okay? So the Pistons 13-65 on the season, one where I'm not looking to get behind this game. I do lend towards taking the 76ers in a blowout fashion, but this is an extreme number. Not going to ever bet a 16, especially with a lot of injury concerns and questionables, so on and so forth. So no official play in this game. All right, second game on the card. This is one where we're going to look at Dallas and Charlotte. Okay, this is another big spread, right? 12.5. I do lend towards taking the over. This is one where I would like that more so than any side or the total, but I do lend towards taking the Mavs as well. We are seeing a lot of the bets are on the under 222, but we have seen that number creep down from 222 down to 221.5. But I do kind of favor the over in this regard. I think the Mavs can put up 130 plus against the Hornets as long as they don't have any injury concerns, which means you'd only need about 90 points from the Hornets, which I think is very possible. But this will be no official play either, okay, in this game. Next, we're going to be taking the Indiana Pacers, and this one is a big number, albeit I like it, and unfortunately, this is one where we've seen an early number where we could have had the Pacers minus 6.5, and now we're looking at that number at a 12.5 price. So we are going to lock in minus 12 for the Pacers. I do not like the Raptors at this point. A lot of injury concerns, and this is a matchup where it just does not match up well. Pacers are kind of back at it. This is where Toronto has been struggling on the road, struggling at home, and now we're looking at this last game where the Raptors were a little bit more healthy, and they still lost by about 8 points. So in this contest, they're completely tattered. It is a banged-up Raptors club. Pretty much everybody is out. Podol's out, Quickly's out, Carton's out, Porter's out, Scotty Barnes out, Grady Dick is questionable, and with all be it the only person on that injury report for the Pacers is Benedict Mathurin. So I will be taking the Pacers minus 12 as my first official play, okay? Next, Boston-Milwaukee, probably the marquee game on this evening slate. We are going to be watching this one live on TNT, 7:30 tip. We look for a little bit of betting discrepancy, right? Look at these betting splits. We're seeing 97% of the money flowing in on Boston, but only 63% of the bets. The injuries are a concern right now, truthfully, when we look at who is questionable for the Bucks. So I'm going to get on this one early. The Celtics, unfortunately, we can break down some of their numbers, and I'll tell you, they have not been the Celtics that we are used to. Boston, though, winning 5 straight, probably even more than that. Yeah, no, they've won 6 or 5 straight before having back-to-back losses, since back-to-back losses on the road playing the Atlanta Hawks. Recent time out, they covered a 16.5-point spread against Portland, losing a very wide margin, being 9-point favorites against Sacramento at home. But they also covered 135-100 against OKC. I don't think SGA played in that game. But nonetheless, with the likes of Beverly questionable, Middleton questionable, Giannis questionable, I know they're pretty much questionable every single day. But I do like for the Celtics to go on the road. This is also a statement game. Both teams are going to be trying to make a statement. So I will take this low total within the Celtics. ESPN Bet actually out there right now is offering a 1.5. So that's what we're going to be betting here, taking the Celtics minus 1.5. It's a little bit discouraging seeing that money flow down towards basically an pick 'em, despite having all of the money on of the Celtics. So this is one where we're going to still take the C's. I think this is a too much of a buy low spot within this number. So maybe wrong, but we are going to be taking the -1.5 within Boston. Possibly, if it gets even lower, sprinkling a little bit on the money line. Okay, so that will be my second official play. Next one out there is Miami Atlanta. This is one where no real indication on this game, truthfully. Miami has been hot and cold. We're seeing this number basically opening up at a price of -4, and there's 3.5s out there in the market. Miami has been 2-5. 2-0-3 in their last 5 against the spread. 3 pushes in there. We're seeing a lot of public money on the likes of Miami, but this will be no official play within this contest. Okay, the next game out there is the Knicks and Bulls. Okay, I do like the Knicks, but this number has gotten out of control. We were able to get Knicks basically out of pick'em, and now we're seeing 5s out there in the market, 5.5s. Out there on BetMGM. So not looking to get on board with this one. The number has gotten a little bit wild, but I would lean towards taking the Knicks and a little bit of a contrarian play going over that low total. That's something where we look into the board, and you can see a 212 out there where I would lend towards taking the over 212 in this matchup as well. Okay. Next game is Minnesota hosting Washington Wizards. Too big of a number. I don't care. I'm not going to play a 17 this late in the season. Too much rest concerns, too much, gearing up for the playoffs. A lot of teams are just trying to get their wins. And for playoff seeding, this is that time of year where we really got to start focusing on that. And quite frankly, it really doesn't matter by what margin you win by, right? At the end of the year, when they do the playoff seeding, you get outside the bubble, you get inside the bubble, and you get into those, those top seeds where you get the, rest for a couple days. That's all teams care about, right? Yes, they look ahead a little bit, one versus whatever it may be, 4 versus 5, 1 versus 8, however it breaks down, and that basically plays a role with how you want to get seeded, but this is just too big of a number, so it is a complete stay away. Fading this game, side and total. I don't like playing 17s, this huge number late in the season, so this will be a no play for me, okay? Next one out there, San Antonio, Memphis. We're looking at a 3.5-point number. No real clear indication on this one as well. Spurs 19-59 on the season, and the Grizzlies, we all know their story, right? Their injury report is longer pretty much than... A lot of those lists out there that, unfortunately it happens from time to time, but this is no play for me. I think that this list is actually growing as I look at it. The guys they're bringing up are getting hurt. So very, very unfortunate for the Memphis team. And with 27 wins, though, they're a scrappy club. I mean, I can't really get over how long that injury report is. So I'm just not going to go through the pain of reading it to you guys. I thought it might be a little shorter, but it's quite long. So if you guys are going to try to get on this game, be aware that the Spurs also have a lot of people out, right? Sokan's out, Vassal's out, Keldon Johnson's out, Cedi Osman, Charles Bassey. So the Spurs are in the same boat. I do see them possibly getting into tank mode as well. 19-59 on the season, like I said, and it's something where you can look into their last games. The Spurs, though, however, have been scrappy, covering 4 out of their last 5. But nonetheless, this will be a no play for me. Just don't see any value. If anything, I would lean towards taking the Spurs -3.5, where I just don't think Memphis has anything working for them right now. Okay, next game on the card, Houston, Orlando. This came very, very close to making my card. I do like Orlando. I do like Orlando a lot, and I do like the fact that this is a Rockets club that, quite frankly, has given up a lot of points. For some reason, I think they give up more points at home. I might be wrong on that, but I do like the over in this game as well as the spread within taking the Magic -2.5. You can find 214.5s out there, BetMGM and ESPN Bet. That's one where I would lean on that over. Okay, I think that number has actually grown from 212, but no official play. But those are pretty clearly my 2 strongest leans I think I have is taking the Magic and the over in that matchup. All right. The next one out is Sacramento and OKC. This is a number that has grown as well. What we look for in this contest is a lot of health concerns. This is a great matchup to watch as well if you guys are into the West Coast. more so than what's going on with Boston and Milwaukee. This will probably be my number 2 game on the card. Probably number 3 game. I like the Lakers and Golden State. That's always a fun one to watch. But we will be talking about this one because what we're seeing from the OKC is Jalen Williams is questionable. We do still have SGA coming back off of injury. But more so, what's going to hurt the Sacramento Kings is the likes of Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter remain out. Keegan Murray is questionable. So I do look for the Thunder to win this game, and this will be part of a moneyline parlay that I'm putting together, but I'm not willing to lay that -5.5, -5 price, although I do like and lean towards taking OKC -5. Okay, so we'll get to that one as we get to it. Denver, Utah, this will be my 3rd official play. In -15, -14.5. This number's grown out of control as well. But I do like one side, especially more so, is taking the over in this matchup. Okay, I do love the over. We're going to look at this one, and I'll bring it up on your screen. 33% of the bets are on the over, 225.5. But I do like the over, like I said. I think Utah is going to be very lax on defense, and we can talk about Denver. They've been putting up some points. Okay. They've been putting up some points, and when they play on the road, it's a completely different Nuggets team. I think this is something where you look between these teams. We saw huge point outcomes, 230s and plus, and this is something where the Jazz, they have no problem giving up points, and I think they've given up 200 over this 225 number pretty much in every single one of their games in their last 10. So look for this to continue. Jamal Murray getting his minutes back. He's still scoring despite being on a little bit of a restriction. I do like the Nuggets to eclipse this 225.5. So that's what we're going to be locking in. I actually was able to bet it at 224.5, full disclosure, but 225s are what are showing right now in the market. So that's just for transparency's sake. Okay. Next game. Clippers, Phoenix Suns. This is one where we're going to be making this our 4th and final official play, as we found that dance partner where we're going to be taking the Thunder and Suns in a 2-team moneyline parlay. Kawhi Leonard is out. This will give us a price of -102 on this 2-team moneyline parlay. I like both of these games. I don't like the numbers, but I'm confident that the Suns and confident that the Thunder get the job done. And with this respectable price at -102, I'm willing to lay a unit on that bet. So that's basically the handicap. I like the Suns at home, minus Kawhi for the Clippers. I think that's where we'll see the Suns take care of business. I just don't know if they're going to hit that 8. Okay, I don't know if they're going to get the 8, so that's why we're going to be taking them in that money line parlay. Okay, and then 2 final games on the card. Probably the second marquee matchup on TNT: Golden State, LA. Like I said, LeBron's been playing some pretty good basketball. I mean, I think it's going clearly under the radar. A lot of discussion's been about his son and transferring and the NBA thing. This, that, and the other. We're not going to get into that. That's a whole other discussion. But he is playing some really good basketball, and at his age, it's truly probably the most underrated and underspoken about story within all of sports, for that matter. But this is one where we look into this matchup. It's going to be a great one to watch. I'm not going to bet it. I might look for a little live game, in-game opportunity if one of these teams go down big in the first quarter. We've seen that from time to time again with the Warriors. They're basically cold, and the other team can get up to like a 10-2, 12-2 start, and that's where you can look to jump in on that live opportunity. So that's what I'll be doing in this matchup, and if I don't get one in, I am going to be just enjoying this one. But as always, LeBron and Anthony Davis are questionable. Believe it or not, it's not like that's not been the case for every single game this season. But we will be watching this for a little live gaming opportunity, and I do lend towards taking the Warriors. Okay, so we're going to look for a little bit more value than +2.5 once we get to that in-game opportunity. All right, and then the last game on the card, the New Orleans Pelicans and the Portland Trailblazers. Not a number I'm looking to get involved with. Trailblazers at home, rocking a 12.5 point underdog spot where we look at these ball clubs. Like I said, Portland's in that tank mode, and where we look at the Pelicans, they're clearly going to be in. They're jockeying for a little bit of a playoff position, and I do like the fact that the Portland Trailblazers have, like I said, pretty much like every other team. It seems like once you get past that mark of demarcation where you can't make the playoffs and you start worrying about the draft, I just feel like everybody just takes the day off. It's crazy seeing all these guys. They got knees, toes, ankles, foot, wrist, head. It doesn't matter. I just don't understand it. I wish, like, if my company was failing, right, that I could just not show up for work tomorrow. That's kind of what I make of this. It's kind of one of my pet peeves within the NBA. I think it's the opposite. You need to get out there and really play in these times, because that's how you're going to get better for next year. But hey, it's a business. I understand the game. Just something where, unfortunately, as a fan and as a spectator, we don't get the best product available because of the money that's involved. So this will be no play for me. I digress. But that's what I wanted to wrap up with you guys in this video. I want to give you a recap quickly of all the plays that we're on. Two spreads, one total, as well as that two-team moneyline parlay. So 4 official plays that we're going to be having in tonight's card. Hope you guys are all doing well. Appreciate you guys rock with me here on the channel. Like I said, if you have not yet subscribed, this is a perfect time to do so. Check out the channel memberships as well. Patreon, Discord will be live, so we'll be having that avenue for discussion up and running. A lot of cool stuff happening here at the Better Mark. I appreciate you guys, like I said, all being part of this team here that we're building, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Let's go cash some tickets.